would you do for a Klondike bar?
Hey, fellas, would you play patty cake for an almond Klondike? Excuse me! It's got creamy vanilla ice cream.
We have all been asked that great philosophical question at least once in our lifetimes. What would we do for a Klondike bar? To what lengths would we go just for a taste of that chocolatey creamy vanilla goodness? Then I got thinking, I wonder what each Smash character would do for one. So that's exactly what I set out to figure out. So without further ado, let's get on with it. With Mario, it's simple. If he can go through 8 worlds just to save Princess Peach, you bet your bippy he's gonna go through 8 more worlds to get a sweet, sweet Klondike bar. Hell, he might even do the Star World just for the kicks. I mean, have you seen the lengths Donkey Kong would go just for a banana? If you even offered him something as amazing as a Klondike bar, then you need to run, cause he will come after you, and there is no way to stop him. Link, I don't really see him into Klondike bars that much. He just seems like a very straightforward guy. Like maybe he'd do a shrine or two, but that's as far as he'd go. Maybe a side quest, I guess. Yeah, Samus would probably kill someone for a Klondike bar. I mean, how do you think she stays so full of energy on her missions? We don't really see her stopping to eat anything. She probably eats Klondike bars in between. It's most likely the only thing that keeps her sane out in space. Dark Samus is what would happen if you took away her Klondike bars. Nothing but an empty, joyless husk. Now, I don't really know how to tell you guys this, but Yoshi is actually allergic to Klondike bars. It's very tragic. He looks happy on the outside, but in the inside, he's suffering, knowing he'll never get the taste, the magical wonder of the perfect melding between chocolate and vanilla ice cream. I mean, come on, it's Kirby. This guy will eat anything and everything in his path. I mean, as soon as you offer him a Klondike bar, it's already gone. He already sucked it down. Even if you try to say no, Kirby would still get his way somehow. He would never let something like the Great Strawberry Cake Massacre happen ever again. After a long, hard day of wave dashing on fools, nothing gets Fox in the spirits quite like a good old-fashioned bar. Fox would suffer through at least 1,000 do-a-barrel jokes, as long as it meant he could get at least one bite of a good bar. Well, Pikachu's the mascot, so surely he would do a lot for a Klondike bar. I think at the very least, he would take a Terra Water 252 attack EV Choice Banded Palafin Hero Wave Crash straight to the face. I'm just gonna say it, Luigi's not about that life. He's scared to even look at his own shadow, let alone do anything for a Klondike bar. The only times he tries to face his fears is if Mario is in danger. And even then, he looks like he wants to go home most of the time. And I'm sorry, but if it came down to choosing his brother or a Klondike bar, he'd pick his brother. Like a bitch. Ness is just gonna act like a little kid and spam PK Fire for the rest of his days until he gets one. You know Captain Falcon's been about that Klondike bar grind ever since day 1. It's the only thing that keeps him motivated to win each race. Whenever he wins the Smash Bros. Super Bowl, and the announcer walks up to him and asks, "What are you gonna do now?" he always responds with, "I'm gonna go home, open up the fridge, and eat a nice goddamn Klondike bar." If presented the opportunity to eat a Klondike bar, Jigglypuff would go into the music career, and slowly but surely earn a cult following into mainstream appeal, and finally making it all the way to the top and performing live at the halftime show Super Bowl performance. You gotta respect the grind set. I mean, I could see Peach probably sacrificing maybe 3, maybe 4 Toads for a bar, you know? It's like, that's not really out of character, I don't think. I mean, it's not like we really get into the politics in any of the Mario games, so we don't know how good of a ruler she is. For all we know, maybe Bowser's the just king. It would explain why we haven't seen Toadstool in a while. And unlike that tyrant Peach, Daisy would earn her bar fair and square, and compete in local sports tournaments. She would have the flashiest ultimate moves, become a figure of hope and inspiration, and would hopefully inspire the people of the Mushroom Kingdom to overthrow Peach and usurp her throne. I could pretty easily see Bowser throwing a 5-hour Broadway musical number on how he loves Klondike bars, to the point that he would probably stop living if he couldn't get another one. The musical's hidden messages and themes would resonate a lot with audiences and would go on to be very successful. If the Ice Climbers saw someone with a Klondike bar, they would probably bash their skulls in with their hammers and throw their body off of Mount Everest. These guys might look cute on the outside, but they are surprisingly violent. A little known fact, but Sheik was actually present in the 4th Great Ninja War. If you squint really hard, you can actually see her munching on a Klondike bar as everyone was dying. So yeah, she would be fine with sitting back and watching her comrades die. I can see Princess Zelda whipping out the Triforce to wish for some. I mean, honestly, which sounds better to you? Wishing for world peace or a Klondike bar? I think you know the answer. Little known fact, but Dr. Mario was actually involved in the creation of Klondike bars. In order to ensure the health and safety of its consumers, Dr. Mario actually went abroad to study ways to make it more healthy and even taste better for the consumer. So we can thank Doc for the bars we have today. It's a rat. It would probably just run around and try to get it if it can. If not, oh well, it doesn't have any will. It's a rat! Now, young Link is used to going around doing side quests for heart pieces and moo milk and whatnot. So if offered a Klondike bar, you could bet that he is not afraid to use his fierce deity mask if it gets him that sweet, sweet bar. I mean, it's the king of evil. What do you expect? He probably doesn't even have to ask for a Klondike bar. People just give it to him out of fear. And that's just what represents what's so symbolic about Link's and Ganondorf's relationship. The man who earns his bars versus the man who gets them for free. Look, all I'm saying is Mewtwo Strikes Back would have never happened if Mewtwo was just given a bar. If only he was able to truly see what humanity was capable of, then he wouldn't try to have killed every human or whatever he tried to do in the movie. I haven't seen it in a while. To be honest, I don't see Falco paying for a Klondike bar at all. If anything, he would just steal it from someone. He probably isn't even that big of a fan. He just eats them to look cool. Now, my man Marth is known as the Hero King, okay? Now, in order to get that title, he doesn't just eat the bars for himself. He gives them to the people, to the kingdom. Marth is forever a real one for that. However, in the far-off future, we see the world Lucina's from. No Klondike bars in sight, ever since Mecha Bowser's eaten everything. With no options left, there's only one thing to do. She travels back in time to warn her father Chrom and Robin to ensure this future never comes to pass. Just like her descendant Marth, she has shown true bravery in the face of adversity. Roy is that one guy at the party where if you dare him to do something for a bar, he'll be like, nah, I don't wanna, it's too much, but then everyone keeps chanting, Roy's our boy, Roy's our boy, and eventually he does it no matter what. He's just that kind of guy. I mean, Chrom helped Lucina save the future, so it's like, yeah, he would do a lot for the bar. Although I will say, letting a possible future without bars come to pass is quite saddening, so I'm gonna minus a couple points from you, Chrom. Sorry, bud. I mean, I don't know if this guy can't even eat anything. It's a 2D image. Like, yeah, we see him cooking bacon or whatever sometimes, but again, those are 2D and also just a black image. What would happen if you tried giving him a Klondike bar? His mind would implode. So, a little disturbing history about Meta Knight, but back in the day, he used to have a very big Klondike bar addiction. It was really bad, and because of the pure, concentrated energy flowing through him from the bars, he was able to secure SS tier in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. But ever since then, he's calmed down, he's starting to get better, he's taking his meds, and he's slowly making a recovery. He'll treat himself every now and then, but it's not nearly as bad. So Pit has his reputation of being a super loyal attendant to Palutena, you know, does everything for him, lives his life for her. But if Verity or someone else offered a Klondike bar, Pit would switch sides immediately, no thoughts whatsoever. He would have taken on 3 Hades at once if he had to. Oh, Darkbit doesn't eat them, he sells them. He manages to acquire all the limited edition Klondike bars by illegitimate means, and sells them for quite the high price on the black market and alleyways. The police are still trying to catch him, but we have no lead so far. And Zero Suit Samus is the exact same as Samus, so yes. You already know Wario buys from Dark Pit. I don't even think I'm allowed to speak on what he has done for a Klondike bar, because dear God, it would destroy you mentally. Wario has securely earned a bounty of $5 billion, so please, for the love of God, someone catch this menace to society. Snake actually works for the Klondike Bar Company police. He works for Spec Ops, hunting down criminals who would try to hoard Klondike bars for themselves. Some heroes don't get praise, and Snake is one of said heroes. Now, Ike himself does not really like Klondike bars. He just, for whatever reason, is not a fan. However, his friends are obsessed with him, and if his friends want one, then he will lay siege to an entire castle just to get one. He's just a guy who fights for his friends, and because of that, we like Ike. Before his 11th birthday, Pokemon Trainer would go out and capture all 5,000 Pokemon, defeat every evil team known in existence, defeat God himself in battle, and become champion of the entire world, all for the sake of a single Klondike bar. With Diddy Kong, let's just say, he's had to use his peanut gun in the past to get what he wants. There's a reason why DK keeps him around for all his adventures. Homie stays strapped with the Glicky every single day. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about Lucas. All I know is that he's apparently a very sad boy, and I think he deserves a Klondike bar. He needs to raise his spirits. I think he would go on a fantastical RPG quest in order to get a Klondike bar. After eating at the Sonic fast food restaurant, Sonic the Hedgehog likes to kick back, unwind, with a nice, cold, hard, chili dog. And then for dessert eats a Klondike bar. While we already know his favorite food is chili dogs, we all know that he would at least go through 5 zones of Green Hill just for one bite. King DDD is actually one of the bootlegger Klondike Bar creators out there. He commands an army of illegal immigrants from Planet Popstar to do his bidding, forcing them to work 15-hour shifts in Klondike Bar sweatshops. Snake and the other Spec Ops soldiers are currently trying to track him down and take him down once and for all. The planet all bars from, there are no Klondike Bars, so when landing on PNF 404, he had an opportunity to finally taste and experience the joy and magic of one. However, with his oxygen running low, he decided to stick to his guns, stick to his family, and head home. Olimar is a true family man and a selfless hero. Though if we were talking about Louis, then this would be an entirely different discussion. So Lucario is in fact a dog, and according to Jesus, dogs cannot eat chocolate unless they die, and Klondike Bars are chocolate, therefore Lucario cannot eat Klondike Bar, therefore will not do anything for Klondike Bar. So Rob is just a robot, so I don't even know if it can or wants a Klondike Bar, probably doesn't at all. However, that also means he could be programmed to do literally anything for one, which means that Rob might be the one willing to do the most for a Klondike Bar by technicality. So good job, Rob. Toon Link's the kind of guy who would go around the Great Sea for days searching up buried treasure, just hoping and praying that one of them was a sweet, sweet bar. It doesn't matter how old or wet or expired they are, he will gobble them down. That's just the kind of man he is. Wolf is actually known as one of the 4 Emperors of the Stars. Anytime he sees a cargo ship carrying Klondike Bars to nearby solar systems, he tries to swoop in and snag all of them for himself. It says that he spares no one in his conquest. He'll tell you that he lost his eye in battle, but in reality, he accidentally dropped a Klondike Bar wrapper into his eye. There's a reason why Villager puts up with Tom Nook's insatiable demand for bells. He knows that he hides the good shit somewhere in that town, and he knows the best way to get access to that stash of Klondike Bars is to befriend the beast. So no matter how much in debt Villager is, he keeps on trucking for his end goal. And Mega Man is an international policeman, bringing Klondike Bars to all the good boys and girls in the world. He has had many encounters with the likes of King DDD and Wario. And while his track record is very solid, he is known for being a little bit brutal sometimes. Wii Fit Trainer is actually an advocate against Klondike Bars. Even though they've been scientifically proven to be healthy by Dr. Mario, she just is not willing to accept that fact. She's now in charge of the Cancel the Klondike Bar movement. While Rosalita might seem like a good person on the outside, she's actually the 2nd Emperor of the Stars. She uses her political power to take over certain planets and force them into slave labor, making Klondike Bars for her entire army of Lumas. It's said that the Luma with the highest kill count gets to be her 2nd in command. Little Mac is actually sponsored by the Klondike Bar company. After most of his matches, he's actually seen in the back room eating a Klondike Bar. Although there have been rumors out there that Doc Lewis has been training Mac just a little too hard to keep that sponsorship. All I'm saying is Mac should not be in the same weight class as King Hippo. Greninja works for the European Bureau of Klondike Intelligence. It's said that the Klondike-related crimes in Europe is actually the lowest in the world, and that's partly due to Greninja's influence. There's an old wise tale saying that if Greninja catches you doing wrong, you're already dead. And the Mii fighters are just us. So the real question is, what would me and you do for a Klondike Bar? Now that's the question. Now if it were me, I would hit that like button and subscribe! Palutene is actually head of the Universal Klondike Defense Force, and helps keeps balance between the Emperors of the Stars. However, many people have questioned her methods of keeping the peace. You kidding me? Pac-Man of course eats Klondike Bars. You think a growing boy like Pac-Dog can survive by power pellets and ghosts alone? Nah, he needs that Klondike essence flowing through his veins. Now, as we all know, Robin helped up Chrom and Lucina stop the future where Klondike Bars ceased to exist. However, it was discovered that Robin was actually possessed into creating the Mecha Bowser that would cause the future's demise. The only option to stop the future was to seal him for 1,000 years and let the future warriors take care of him, or kill him once and for all and end the cycle. With a heavy heart, Chrom and Lucina decide to kill him, saving the universe forever, with Robin dying knowing that he won't have to let the universe suffer because of him. Thank you, Robin! So as we all know, Shulk has the cool power to see the future. Although what you might not know is every path he decides to follow, he picks the future that is most likely to get him a Klondike Bar as soon as possible. And if he manages to save some people along the way, then good for him. Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings have been spotted at multiple convenience stores trying to steal Klondike Bars from the good fine folks running the store. These little kids dream of one day running a company that can rival Klondike's success. And Duck Hunt is a dog, and dogs die from chocolate. Therefore, Duck Hunt no eat Klondike Bar. Although occasionally you will see the duck actually try to slip a Klondike Bar into his bowl just to see what would happen. Ryu has devoted his existence to his no Klondike diet. Therefore travels the earth, trains his mind, spirit, and body, and hopes that one day he will find enlightenment. Ken, however, says that he will do the same stuff as Ryu, but secretly he does take a bite every now and then. He just can't resist it, who can blame him? Due to Klondike Bar related trauma in his past, Cloud's subconscious won't let him eat the sweet delight of a Klondike Bar anymore, and is constantly taunted by this fact by Sephiroth. Deep down, Cloud knows that the only way to get rid of this phobia is to defeat Sephiroth, but unfortunately he won't be able to do it yet. He has to wait for the 2 remake games to finish. While Corrin might have been born into the Cookies and Cream Klondike Bar family, he was actually raised by the Mint Chocolate Chip Klondike Bar family. And when Corrin discovered his origins, he had to make a choice. Which family did he pick? He eventually decided to walk his own path and choose the Heath Bar. Bayonetta has been known to purge entire armies of angels just to have one bar. It's because of this that Palutena has her as enemy number 1, although Bayonetta herself doesn't really care about Palutena at all. You know, there's actually an unused Splatfest idea that was going to use a Klondike Bar theme. Do you like original Klondike Bars or the flavored ones? Unfortunately, it never got made due to the licensing agreements and whatnot, and they wanted to do SpongeBob instead, but needless to say, these Inklings would indeed enjoy a nice bar. Ridley is the 3rd Emperor of the Stars and arguably the most powerful one in terms of brute force. It's said that he has destroyed entire armadas by himself and left nothing but ruin in his wake. He is a being of pure chaos and only exists to cause turmoil for others. Luckily, Samus has been able to keep him at bay for a while. Simon fought Dracula, okay? That's pretty gangster on itself. And if he would also go through his entire castle of zombies and ghouls and demons just to do it, I think there's not much he wouldn't do for a bar. Same goes for you, Richter. I don't exactly know what you've done in your game, but I'm assuming it was something epic. So if someone like King Dedede was the Gus Fring of this universe, then King K. Rool is the Tuco. He's known for being very sporadic and insane. He rules with an iron grip and holds a chokehold on the lower income neighborhoods. Just don't ask where he gets his Klondike Bars from, as they don't really seem that legit. And if you owe him money, then you need to leave town now. Isabelle is a simple lady. She does her taxes, she works her 9 to 5, and she buys her Klondike Bars just like the rest of us. She's just a normal citizen, and I can respect that. Especially compared to Tuco. You know, I know dogs can't eat chocolate, but I'm not entirely sure how it is for cats. I don't feel like looking it up, but I'm gonna assume they can't, so I'm sorry, Incineroar, but you cannot have a Klondike Bar this time. Honestly, I don't even think Permatoplanet even has a brain. I think it only just has the urge to eat, and that's it. So yeah, if he just saw someone who ate a bar, then he would also eat the person who just ate the bar. So he can technically eat the bar as well. There's been a lot of rumors going around that apparently in the underground criminal ring of Klondike distribution, there's been a lot of changes of hearts going on and a lot of criminals that they're giving away their Klondike Bars for free and turning themselves in. The government is trying to hide this information, but in reality, it's Joker going to the metaverse and changing everyone's hearts. Truly an ally of justice. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can see Hero going around slaying some goblins, demons, maybe a dragon or two here, maybe fell like a god or so, you know. Something tells me that he's used to going on big epic side quests that gives him some pretty good loot, and a Klondike Bar is some pretty good loot. Banjo and Kazooie would just maul people to death. You have to remember that Banjo at the end of the day is a bear, and bears are very scary. The only reason Banjo keeps Kazooie around is because Kazooie helps find his next victim. When Terry's not fighting random people on the street, he's going to this big old pickup truck and delivering packages of Klondike Bars to all the stores nearby. He has had people try to steal from his truck in the past, but he has quickly dealt with them. After eating a Klondike Bar for the first time, Byleth has devoted a lot of his life to learning how they're made, the craftsmanship, and the science behind each single bar. He would eventually be given a scientific grant to create his own academy for people willing to learn the ways of the Klondike. Min Min is not a fan of Klondike Bars. She tried including it in one of her ramen dishes, went horribly. I don't know why she thought they would mix well, but they didn't, and ever since then she's always resented them. It's not like she hates the taste or anything, it's just that ever since that incident, she's pretty much scarred for life. Steve would defeat the Ender Dragon and journey into the Endland, searching and searching for one Klondike Bar. And once he finds it, he will dupe the shit out of it. But anytime word gets out of this and people try to investigate, the dupe machine is gone. At this point, he's just become a figure of legend. Sephiroth would not do anything for a Klondike Bar. You would do anything to get him a Klondike Bar. This man is not a man to be trifled with. Have you seen his final smash? He could destroy the universe in a second. He cut Galeem in half. The only thing that keeps him from destroying everything is people offering him Klondike bars just to survive. Pyra and Mithra actually run a small little YouTube channel showing people how to make homemade Klondike bars. The recipes Pyra comes up with are actually very good and get a lot of good reception. The ones Mithra comes up with, well, let's just say that she has stopped uploading on the channel. Kazuya is known as the Klondike Killer. No one knows why he does it. Some say he's obsessed with Klondike bars and envies people who buy them legitimately. Others say he enjoys the satisfaction of seeing everyone's happiness go away as he stomps their bars right in front of them. But one thing is for sure, this man is a menace to society. And then we have Sora, or should I say, the 4th Emperor of the Stars. His looks may deceive you, but don't be fooled by his appearance. This guy travels world to world in his signature gummy ship, mowing down countless ships of Klondike bar delivery trucks. Some say he just does it for kicks. And anytime someone tries to catch him, he just warps to the nearest Disney World. However, he has helped the planets he's gone to, so it's hard to say whether he's a true criminal or not. But one thing's for certain, he will gladly do a gummy ship mission and kill thousands if it means just having one bar. And that is the video. I thank you for watching so far, and I just have one question to ask. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Let me know down below, and until next time, see ya!